Hi there, welcome to the Binary 10 podcast. My name's James Blake, I'm the CEO of Binary 10.
And my name's Steve Smales, and I am the Chief Operating Officer. Welcome to the series of podcasts where we like to talk about all things data migration related.
And also, we'll talk about the human side of running a business, so we hope you enjoy. Here we are again.
Yeah, welcome back.
Another podcast. God, I don't know what we're up to now, but really good fun. And no, this podcast again is a little bit different, a little bit of another theme we're going to do, where we're going to bring a special guest into the
special guest star
into the Binary 10 podcast studio. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. And I think it's good. I mean, we'll try and bring in lots of different people. People from within Binary 10. Some of our clients.
Yeah, some outside.
Yeah, and if there is anyone out there that would like to come along and speak about data migration or something closely related, then let us know. We're all ears for that. But no, let's get on to today, which is our special guest star.
Special guest star is Danny White. Welcome.
Hey,
Danny.
welcome.
You happy with your makeup?
I'm disappointed at the lack of it.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I probably need it.
I think you do,
but
yeah.
I will. Soldier on.
So just to set the sort of the groundwork, then I suppose we've known each other about 10 years, something like that. But all three of us worked together many years ago at a well-known high street retailer that shall remain unnamed. So yeah, just give us a bit of a background on yourself, Danny, and how long you've worked in IT. 80 odd years or something like that, and what you've been doing in that time.
If I can remember that far back. Yeah. Yes. So hello, firstly. So 30 years, I'm going to say, IT now. And 10 of those knowing you two.
Oh dear.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's the bad bit. But yeah, started out many years ago, just in the city, working for insurance companies, doing IT for them. So worked for a company that no longer exists, that was Russian funded company, which was a strange place to work as a first, first taster of city life. Worked there for several years, then transferred from them to an SI that they were using. They installed a system, and I moved across to them once that finished. And that was my first taste of sort of IT consultancy, I suppose. I did several years there, a small software company that moved around. I worked in Dublin for 6 months, various client sites. But that was my first sort of consultancy, and then project management, business analysis, that sort of area. I was focused on that. I did do a bit of programming initially, but that wasn't really my forte. I was more the people side, because I like to talk a bit.
No, surely not.
Welcome to the club.
So I ended up just sort of naturally morphing into the project management world. Like I say, worked for those for several years. Managed to meet my wife at one of the client sites, and we're still married 20 odd years later. So that worked out quite well. Yeah. Added bonus, I suppose, for her, not me. So then after that, moved in, still within insurance. This was mostly insurance companies, but did release management, test management at that point, started to focus on those areas as well. They were services we provided. And then when I left the software consultancy world, I went to one of a previous client of theirs that was a big global company, and I worked as an independent contractor there, but specializing in test management, running their test team, release management, all of the code management side of things there. Did a bit more project management for them as well, and moved around lots of different roles within there over a sort of 8 to 10 year period. Then moved on from there to a rival global insurer, shall we say. Worked for them for a little while, then moved on to where I met you two. Lovely chaps.
That was good fun there, wasn't it?
And that was my first taste of retail IT when I moved there. So I got involved in that. I moved there initially as a test manager. They had, as you'll both know, they had a third party doing all their test side of things, and I came in with a view to sort of move those out and bring it in-house. Did that, brought in some sort of homemade test team, if you like. And that was really successful because that was over the ERP implementation, which you guys did the data migration
That's
for.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, hence working with you guys quite closely over that period. Then you guys moved on and set up Binary 10, and I remained at that company and progressed up through to sort of senior management there. Towards the end, sort of pretty much running the IT with a couple of other chaps.
Yeah.
And that was good. Enjoyed that. Then when that sort of ran its course, I moved to a different retailer, a large retail company, global one, in a similar role. So sort of mainly moved there because they were doing an ERP implementation into Dynamics. So having done that, and a previous director had gone there and was interested in me coming in, looking at test management, but also just getting involved in the whole ERP implementation project because we had experience of that. Right?
Yeah. See, wow, what a career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
There
mean,
you go.
like, I mean, that is seriously impressive. And then I was just thinking,
It is.
he's done all that, and then we introduced data migration to it.
That's right,
How
yeah.
evil, how brutal
Yeah.
have we been?
I know, and I suppose it brings forward another question, doesn't it? Is it what attracted you to join Binary 10 then?
Well,
in the first place?
before he answers that,
Yeah.
I think just so that he is aware, obviously, me and you have worked with lots of really good people in our time, but we also know a few people that we were like, we have to get them in our business. And it's fair to say, if we can.
Absolutely.
And it's fair to say that
Danny didn't fall into that.
No, you know, we didn't get the other 10. No, that's not true at all. And I think it's fair to say that for a good 6 months, 12 months, we were kind of, or I know you were quite particularly, keeping contact with Danny.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, taking him out for dinner, all those sorts of things. But no,
Sending you flowers, everything.
it took some time. It took some time, few arm twisting, but really pleased that you decided to join us here at Binary 10. But yeah, no, going back to the question. So, you know, what was it apart from the flowers?
The free food. No, I obviously I've worked with you guys and I knew how you work. I knew the style that you've got, the way you approach things with, you know, your methodologies and stuff, very pragmatic, but also on a personal level. Obviously, that's a factor. When you're looking at where you're going to work, you need to fit in, right? So, and I knew it would work. I knew as soon as we started talking, you know, about the possibility of it, it made sense to me. I also think it's a good new twist on what I've done. So I've talked a bit about what I've done up to now before I joined you guys, but coming in and joining you guys and picking up this sort of project director role, it's good because it's focused on DM rather than spreading myself across various areas. And, you know, I've still got a background in testing and that side, but focusing on the DM side is new to me. And I enjoy that. But yeah, ultimately it was the right opportunity at the right time. And despite you two working here, I think it will be good.
Yeah. And I think, you know, a little bit of a test bunny in that you're right, you know, is, you know, not everybody has probably seen DM, especially if you've been in a technical world, ERP world. And one of the things, you know, we knew how good you were as like a program director, you know, project director and delivering projects. And there was, you know, we were talking, weren't we, about how do we, you know, not scare him by the detail of data migration, but also ensure that you're empowered, well equipped. You know, and I appreciate there's more to do. And we've definitely thrown you in the deep end, you know, with a project that, you know, needed that level of excellence and delivering our methodology. But yeah, how have you found it? You know, I think you've been here sort of 8+ months, and you know that the project you're delivering on is going from strength to strength, which kind of answers that question. But how have you found taking on and learning data migration and understanding it? Is it as horrible and as painful as you thought it would be?
It really isn't. No, it absolutely isn't. It was interesting because the previous place I was at, prior to coming here, that ERP project, the data migration area was a tricky area. They struggled with that, and they wouldn't mind me saying that. It was common knowledge. They did it in-house, which I think in hindsight, you know, maybe, you know, had Binary 10 been there at the time, might have been an option. But
good plug.
Yeah, completely agree with that.
Yeah, completely agree with that one.
But I think doing it in-house was a challenge. Losing a key person and stuff. So in my head, I was a little bit, you know, sort of unsure as to how the DM element would go. But it's been really good. And actually, having spent, as you say, 8 or 9 months now working on it, I've got a really clear idea of how the parts go together. And I know, we say methodologies a lot and stuff, but that's what makes it work.
Yeah.
If each clients have their own requirements, obviously, and the source systems are a factor and all these other things, but if the key ETL part in the middle is a tried, proven sort of way of doing it, then it seems to work quite well. And as you said, the client that I'm working quite closely with at the moment, we've had several rounds now of implementations and migrations, and they've all gone really well. And obviously, things come out the woodwork that try and catch you out. There's always curveballs, but actually, it's been really good. I've actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And anything in particular looking forward to going forward with Binary 10?
I think, trying to see the company grow, right?
Yeah.
That was part of the attraction for me. Was I wanted to get involved at this point, because the company's on the verge of significant growth. I think I wouldn't have joined otherwise. Yeah. I think getting the right people in is key, and I think, excluding myself, I think you've done a very good job of being careful with recruitment, who you've recruited. And I think that's really important. You've got to have that right vibe and an atmosphere amongst colleagues.
Yeah, because it's not just about the technical ability or the ability to get the job done. It's are they going to fit in with our company ethos? Are they going to be able to sort of handle our really bad jokes?
And impressions.
And are they going to get on well, not just with us as a group, but with the clients as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, all credit to you guys, really, because it has played out like that. You've got a really good bunch. All the guys that work with me on the clients that I'm working with are top guys that I would, in the heartbeat work with again if I went somewhere else.
This is great, isn't it? I am feeling the love on this conversation.
And you know what? Pitching for a pay rise, isn't it?
Well, obviously, we'll chat afterwards. But no, but that is a big part of our culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like we see all the time in these tough, big budget programs, the stress, the worry. But this is our lives, we want to try and have a good time.
Exactly.
So I think that's really important. And let me pass some of that love back, Danny, because I think it's really important that, we honestly thought we'd have had to have given you more support. I know early on, we gave you overviews, we told you about the methodology, we said how it was going to work. And by you not needing that support, and you knew it would have been there and we'd have been ready, because we haven't really needed to give you that support and you've been able to deliver, the actual benefit to me and Steve and others to allow us to then do what we want to do and grow the company is massive. Do you know what I mean? So thank you for that.
No, it's really, really good. You just picked it up and ran with it, which was great and exactly what we needed. Exceeding expectations, really.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend there haven't been challenges. Any job has its stressful sides and challenges along the way, and not necessarily client related. Just
like coming on a podcast and having to talk to us.
I know you've been really looking forward to it.
Exactly. A lack of makeup pre-podcast is
makeup next time for Danny. Making a note of that.
Exactly. He's only come along for the free meal afterwards, hasn't he?
Yeah, of course. All good. No, fantastic.
No, I think that's brilliant. Thanks for that, Danny. We'll leave it there, and I'm sure you'll be joining us on some other podcasts in the near future.
If I'm invited back, I'll come back.
Yes. No, great
to talk to you.
Really appreciate that. And only one thing, which is see you next time, Danny. See you next time, Steve.
See you next time.
Cheers.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for joining our podcasts.
And if you want to see more, please like and subscribe.